Rangers win, baby, I guess. 3-2 over the Seattle Kraken. Not a good win at all. I'm not thrilled at all by the result. Well, I'm thrilled with the result. I'm not thrilled by the effort, though, by the Rangers this afternoon against the Seattle Kraken. A embarrassing effort. Embarrassing. There's no other way to put it. They got outshot, they got outworked, and as much fun as I'm having on Twitter with everyone saying go ahead and hate on me and stuff with the Keandre Miller, with Keandre being bad and all, I'm just having fun with it right now because someone's ratioing me. Let me just say I'll help you with that. As much fun as we're having with that on Twitter, it does not dismiss the fact that defensively he was abysmal, but so was Hayek, so was Jones, so was everybody pretty much except for Schneider, Lindgren, and Trouba. It was ugly all around otherwise for the defense. So as much fun as we're having on Twitter, yeah, it was not pretty still by any stretch of the imagination from him. So I'm just gonna let Twitter do its thing, but it grinds my gears that people are thinking that because he scored the game-winning goal, he had a good game all around. Sure, he had a nice little defensive play there in the third period that led to a breakaway opportunity, which that effort could have been better, could have been worse, but not the best opportunity there on that 4-on-4 breakaway, but a good play there. But other than that, he was bad way too many times where he was just giving sloppy turnovers to let Seattle continue some sustainable offense. I can't talk. There were too many times where he would let guys get behind him, but same thing with Jones also this game. The only thing with Jones is that he is so fast that if guys get behind him, he's able to catch up, so it's not really as noticeable with him. Hayek, though, he was terrible. He had a good scoring chance in the third period. That's really about it with the good from him. In terms of other good, I mean, I'm trying to think from the defense what else was really good out of like the bad players from the defense, but I think I pretty much covered it. But shots on goal ended up being 42-24 in favor of Seattle. Don't think I had to tell you that. Face-off percentage 56-44. The face-offs were beyond. This was in favor of the Rangers. The face-offs were beyond annoying. The linesmen, for whatever reason, decided, yeah, let's just not drop the puck at all today. So every face-off took decades, and it was beyond annoying. Both teams were getting frustrated with that. Hits 24-23 in favor of Seattle. Block shots 12-22 in favor of the Rangers, and giveaways 8 for the Rangers, 3 for Seattle. Again, I don't want everyone to just completely dismiss the fact that they were so bad this game just because of the result. This whole blowing a 2-0 lead thing has to stop. It has to. I'm getting sick and tired of every single game, us going up 2-0. We're like, all right, good work. But even then, it's not like they had a strong effort with this 2-0 blown lead. Every time it's been different. With the Columbus game, they got goalied. With last game, they took their foot off the gas. This game, it's just that they were beyond awful even strength. They just had one lucky break, and before that, it was a power play goal. Just even strength, they are so bad, and this blowing lead thing has to stop at some point. And it's nice to see Gallant say that he's pissed, but again, it's completely different scenarios every single time with these leads that are being blown. So, yeah, in terms of, I don't even know what I was going to say. Oh, in terms of the first period, the shots ended up being 14-6 in favor of Seattle. Everything was in favor of Seattle today, pretty much except for the final score. But Seattle was just absolutely cooking up the Rangers, getting opportunity after opportunity. The Rangers had one good shift that entire time, 5-on-5, and then that was from the second line. And then they got a power play in this one, and Panarin with a beautiful pass to Zibanejad. Trouba also gets an assist on this, but Zibanejad buries a one-timer, and the Rangers end up going up 1-0 early. But after that, nope, just sit back, don't do anything. They played so soft again today, just like they did yesterday. But yeah, the first period was just embarrassing. But then the second period was somehow worse as they got outshot 11-6. The shots don't say it, but they really did play worse. 5-on-5, they did get a goal because they had sustained pressure 5-on-5. They actually started off very strong in this period, so maybe the first period was a bit worse, but the second line with a really strong shift, and then the first line goes out there, and Zibanejad cranks one on net as it gets loose in front of the net. Lafreniere ends up picking up the loose puck, and he buries that. Jones also gets an assist, and Lafreniere with a much-needed goal. I thought he looked pretty solid today. He could have been... The entire first line could have been better, again, but the whole team could have. But a huge goal for him. I thought he looked great, and he's been looking really great in the top six. Not too long after, Jared McCann scores from Eberle and Johansson. Of course, Eberle ends up getting a point in this one, as they talked about his point drought as of late. The one thing that is surprising is that Colin Blackwell didn't get a goal or a point at all today, so that was a bit surprising. But again, you go, here we go. This is what it's going to be, and they just were awful and awful and awful. The refs were garbage on both sides. There were times where there was one in the third period where Johansson ends up getting tripped up really bad, and then not too long after, Mika Zibanejad ends up getting called for something completely soft. And that's another scenario, by the way, where right there, Keandre Miller leaves his man that Zibanejad has to end up covering, and Zibanejad, of course, with just a poor defensive play, he ends up taking a penalty there. So again, I don't want this whole thing. We're having fun with Keandre Miller getting that game winner. We're having fun with this win, but I don't want it to be overlooked with how bad they played still in this game. And as much as it looked like I was singling out Keandre on Twitter, it wasn't just him. In general, they were just beyond awful. But third period, 17-12 in favor of the Kraken for shots. Yanni Gourde ends up scoring very late in this one, an empty net power play goal from Giordano and McCann. Gourde with just an absolute beautiful snipe. Nothing anyone could have done defensively there. He was left wide open, but it was just such a tough angle that it was just a great goal. Shesterkin, nothing he could have done there. Just nothing but respect there to Yanni Gourde for that. And then not too long after, Keandre Miller, Zibanejad gets it back to him, and he snipes one from the blue line. A beautiful goal, and that's where Twitter decided to absolutely go ballistic on me. And you know what? I'll take it, because I'll be happy if he starts to shut me up and prove me wrong, because he just has not been good. He just hasn't. And if this sparks something for him, then good. I'll be happy to be wrong and to manifest something, if you will. But people are ripping off. People on Twitter right now are going ballistic on me that we're also calling out Keandre Miller. Just want to say that. But again, it is what it is. Twitter is going to be what it's going to be. I could live with whatever people are saying to me. Because at the end of the day, I still stand strong about my opinion that he did not have a great game. For each line today, Lafreniere, Zibanejad, and Kreider, I mean, every line wasn't that great, but I'd say that the top six was solid today. They were the best. They were the least bad. That's how I'd put it, just like I did not yesterday. Against the Minnesota Wild, that's how I put it. I'd put it like that again, where they were going. Lafreniere is looking good on the top six. He needs to keep getting top 6 minutes. Didn't get a lot of time on ice, but it is what it is. But that also has to be because of a lot of wow. I cannot talk today at all. Has to be with the amount of penalty minutes there were in this one. But Zibanejad, he was definitely the best of that line. Kreider ended up taking a dumb penalty right when the Rangers ended up getting a power play late in this one. So that pissed me off a lot. I'd say Kreider was definitely the worst of that line today, which is weird because usually he's the best. The second line was Panarin, Strom, Barca Goudreau, and things were good with that line. And then for whatever reason, Gerard Gallant says, nah, let's put Dryden Hunt there. And the line just was useless after that once they put Hunt on it. Hunt is so awful. How about that one play? What was it, the third period, where in the neutral zone, he just, I don't know what he was doing there. He's just awful, and he just should not be in the lineup at all. Another guy where, hey, if you want to prove me wrong and shut me up, please do it, because he has been awful. The third line ended up being Reeves, or Rooney, Goudreau, Reeves, after they ended up switching it with Dryden Hunt. That line was not that great today. I thought Barca Goudreau was great. He was probably the best forward today, in my opinion. But just the things he does defensively is just so great. He is shutting a lot of people up, which, by the way, where are those people at? As much as people want to rip on me for ripping on Keandre Miller today, why is nobody talking about how good Barca Goudreau has been as of late? He is shutting a lot of people up that clown the signing there. But that third line, Reeves was just, he was pretty bad today. He was bad today. He took a bad penalty at one point. Rooney was just bad today. Barca Goudreau, that was good. And then the fourth line, Brzezinski, McKegg, and Gauthier, they are so bad. McKegg can't stay on his feet. Gauthier is just useless. Brzezinski is just not an NHL player. And then for the defense, they were all honestly awful today. Lindgren and Schneider was definitely the best pair, but they were not anything spectacular there. Schneider was probably the best out of the blue line today, though. Miller and Trouba, again, I still stand by what I said with Keandre Miller. I don't care what people are going to say to me about how he scored that game-winning goal. He was bad defensively, and nobody could deny it. I don't care what people say. Really don't. He had that one good play on the 4-on-4, which led to a breakaway, and he had his game-winning goal, but he was just so bad defensively. And Trouba was pretty solid. He had to make up for a lot of times that Keandre Miller was out of position. He was pretty solid, but not anything spectacular. But that goes for the entire defense. Hayek and Jones. Jones was meh. Hayek, okay. And then Shesterkin, he is great. He was outstanding. The only reason the Rangers won this game, they are 9-0-0 when he gets more than 40 saves, by the way. Just a fun little fact there that I saw. But let's get to Twitter today. By the way, I'm going to go live later here on YouTube, so be sure to turn the notifications on if you don't have them on to be ready for that. And, of course, subscribe if you guys are new. Turn the notifications on. Might as well just get that out of the way now. Say that. New York Stats 24, it wasn't pretty by any means, but we won, and Miller shut me up. But we definitely need to make moves to help 5-on-5 play. I completely jumped the gun with what you said there on Twitter. I thought you were still saying that Keandre Miller was not good defensively. But yeah, he was not good. He shut us up with the goal. Yeah, and he made both you and I look like assholes on Twitter, but he still wasn't good defensively. But yeah, they have to make moves. They have to make some sort of move during this 2-week window. It's unacceptable at this point, really, with the way that they're playing 5-on-5. But yeah, and then it wasn't pretty at all. And where Ted says, what were your initial thoughts when the Kraken scored the goal to tie it? I said, here we fucking go again. That's what I said. But Keandre Miller, again, he shut me up. And I really hope that he starts to pick up his play defensively and somehow it sparks him too. But again, I don't want people to think that I'm just singling out Miller here. The entire team was just complete dog shit today. There's no other way to put it. They were soft. They were just embarrassing. But that is going to be the video. I will see you guys all in the live stream, of course. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new. Turn notifications on as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one.